Good Friday, and it is a Good Friday today. Welcome to your morning digs with Dino Dave. Well, let's see, Friday, March 29th. We've got today is, let me clear. There we go. It happens every morning. I haven't talked. That reminds me, I gotta get a pet, whether it's a dog or something, just so I can talk to it for a few minutes in the morning before I talk to y'all and get these out of my throat. But the Knights of Columbus Founders Day, and I don't know much about Knights of Columbus, but I do know that I bought a Knights of Columbus sword when I was a kid at a garage sale for $2. I thought it was the coolest thing because I thought I was a ninja growing up, and there's nunchucks and there were swords. And then I had my Knights, or not nunchucks and throwing stars. And then I had my Knights of Columbus stuff. I didn't know what it was, but I had my Knights of Columbus sword on my wall, and I thought I was a ninja. But I still don't know it. Someone educate me. National Lemon Chiffon Cake Day. I think I said that right. If it has lemons in it, only my mom eats it. National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day. Go support your local mom and pop business. We have a few of those in Glendive. It's Smoke and Mirrors Day. I don't like that. Deceit, deception. Celebrate these and all other types of trickery with Smoke and Mirrors Day. It's kind of like April Fool's Day. I can get it on with April Fool's Day, but I do not like deceit and deception. Not happy about that day. And then finally, it's Vietnam War Veterans Day and all the respect there. Today, this day in history, 2004, the Republic of Ireland became the first country in the world to ban smoking in all places, including bars and restaurants, and even the cigarettes that are the brand Lucky. Okay, I stretched for that one, but it's all right. 1999, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above 10,000 for the first time on this day. 1983, the first laptop computer was launched in the U.S., and they probably played solitaire for the next 20 years. That's all I did on my first computer. I spent more time playing solitaire than that's all it was good for. 1973, the last American troops left Vietnam. And there we go. That's why it's Vietnam's Day. So yes, once again, all respect given for that. 1886, Coca-Cola went on sale. It was launched an esteemed brain tonic and intellectual beverage. And yes, it had some extra chemicals in there that it doesn't have now. And I'm sure it was esteemed brain tonic at the time. 1848, Niagara Falls stopped flowing for 30 hours because of an ice jam. That's pretty cool. That's a long one. And then 1564, explorer Ponce de Leon spotted Florida for the first time, and he still had to wait in lines for Disney World. In other news, Versace, how do you say that? Versace, you can tell how elegant I am. Versace sale leads to small riot. On Wednesday, Versace, I can't do it, sample sale in the Chelsea district of Manhattan had to be shut down after more than 1,000 shoppers flocked to the store, with fights breaking out between customers. You see, you can't lower yourself for Versace. As soon as you Versace, I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that word anymore. Next story. All right, up for grabs. We were discounted Versace. I can't do it. Fashion lines. Shoppers crowded to the sidewalks at 9 a.m. Some have waited in line for 9 hours, only for fights to break out. Some shoppers shoved other customers out of their way while trying to squeeze into the building. Police were called, the crowd was shooed away, and the event was temporarily shut down a little before noon. Although it did reopen later that day, the store was closed by 3 p.m. See, you cannot discount elegant things because that's what happens when you bring in the discount shoppers. You just lowered yourself here. So stay what you are. I actually saw an expose once. Payless, they brought in Payless shoes to this Hollywood store, and everybody was going nuts, like, oh, these are so famous, these are so amazing. They paid all this extravagant money just because it was this extravagant store, and they were Payless shoes, and the joke was on them. Another story, Denver woman recovers own stolen car. A Denver woman took matters into her own hands after a thief stole her car in broad daylight. Holly Kaufman walked out of work Monday afternoon to find her Mazda gone. You gotta watch out for those Mazdas. they'll take those. The Mazda has an app that allows her to connect with the car. So she kept setting the car alarm off and stopping the car wherever it was. Then she connected to the car's GPS and saw it was in a Safeway parking lot, so she got a friend to drive her there. On the way, she called the 911 dispatcher, who advised her not to go, but also told her that they didn't have anyone on duty to help her. She told 911, okay, this is the address. I'm going to be there in 5 minutes, and you can either meet me or I'll be getting my car. Kaufman found her car abandoned. Inside, she found a pipe, alcohol, and receipts from returns the thief had made that morning, which she gave to the police. For their part, the Denver Police Department does not recommend people try to recover their own stolen vehicle on their own and ask crime victims to wait for police. Well, Holly Kaufman, the exact same thing happened to me. I think it was 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? It's all a blur. My brother's car got stolen in Billings. And from his own driveway. He was just down right there and it got stolen. And that night, of course, his wife canceled all her credit cards, except one could not get canceled. And that happened to be the credit card that gave her a notification when something was being used. Well, the next morning, that Sunday, I went over there. We're going to try and go to the old neighborhood where it was stolen from and look for it. She got a notification on her phone saying, uh-oh, somebody's trying to buy electronics at Target. And so we ran. Target wasn't very far from her house. And we drove over there, and I was in my work van. I mean, this van looked like it was from the A-Team. I mean, it's a big old white van that would I used to install satellites. Well, still do. But anyway, I felt invincible in this van. It was a tank. And I go to Target, and I'm in the park. I see her ski racks up there. So, oh, that's the car. I'm getting this car back. And I'm driving this car closer to that's all I wanted to do. And then and as I'm walking there, this girl with a mask on starts walking closer and closer to the car. And then I'm walking right behind, I'm just driving right behind her. She's getting nervous. I'm usually nervous at everything. I was not nervous. That big old white van gave me so much confidence. I went and parked right behind my brother's car. And all of a sudden, this Toyota right next to it backs up. The girl gets into that car. There are 2 stolen cars, and they take off. And now I'm in cop mode, and I don't know what I'm thinking, because this is dangerous. Don't try this at home. But I took after him, and it's all of a sudden Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I am in a car chase. I've always wanted to secretly be in a car chase. Luckily, I'm on the other end, and I am calling 911, chasing these thieves with this big old white van. Actually, I had my 4-wheeler in the back too, so it was hard to keep up with them. And I made it to the Rimrock Mall, and then they disappeared. But 911 didn't tell me not to chase after them. The Denver police said don't go, but they were eventually caught later on. We got the car back, and it was a happy ending. From the 2,201 Fascinating Facts, looking back at history, it seems watching a baseball game in the old days was a lot more fun. It was opening day yesterday. Baseball's back. In the early days of baseball, between 1840 and 1850, a fielder put out a runner out by hitting him with the ball. And that's what they needed. I would watch all 9 innings again if they brought that back.
On to the news on the Northern News.
Well, we learned yesterday that according to the candystore.com, Cadbury cream eggs were the most unwanted candy, and I totally detest that, and I rebelled. And I just want you to know, yesterday I went out right after the show and got a Cadbury egg caramel, and it was everything I wanted it to be. Maybe I usually have one a year, although I think they're making them smaller. Everything, or my hands are getting bigger, but that's the only disappointing part. But maybe I'll just get another one for Easter. I usually get one a year. Okay, got a little distracted there. But don't eat them, according to people. So they are pretty to look at, but don't eat them. We're talking about colored Easter eggs. It is generally not safe to eat the eggs after you've dyed them. It's not the food coloring that should concern you, since store-bought kits are safe for consumption. The problem lies in the amount of time the eggs sit out and display after they're decorated. According to the FDA, it's only safe to eat hard-boiled eggs if they've been refrigerated within 2 hours after having been boiled. And there you go, your public service Easter announcement. Don't eat the eggs. Good week next week. I hope you're having a good Friday today. For me, it's been okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not good. I got my standards a little bit higher. I want a great Friday, but they call today Good Friday. But TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday, but maybe today it should be TFIG, thank Friday it's good. Thank you, Coach Temple, for talking with us this morning. That was always good to hear from you. We've got about a minute till the news. Let's read some Facebook posts of mine that nobody liked till the news comes up. So far it has been the best day of the year. It has been the worst day of the year. A tale of January 1st. Okay, no one liked that. Let's try this one again. This must have been January 1st when I posted this stuff. At the time, it was the worst day of my life, and it was the best day of my life. And that's a tale of the day I was born. Okay? Let's go. No one liked that one. Okay, how about this one? I judge the effectiveness of an energy drink by whether or not I get the urge to vacuum. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Okay. This is rough. You hit a tennis ball great for such ugly form, in parentheses, and quotations. And also, your knuckles look better than your fingernails, quotations. You played the Toccata ND fugue in D minor so well for not being able to reach the octaves. Those are backhanded compliments. I probably need to read that again because that was a little deep. But I'm not, because I don't think you want to hear that again. But I thought that was good. No one liked them. No one liked them. You know what? Let's save these. Let's go with the news. All right, it's almost 7:31. Having a pretty good Friday. Even though it's Good Friday, I would hope it becomes great. According to dailydot.com, as a child, you may remember the sense of betrayal that came from biting into your first chocolate bunny. Oh, this is so true. Only to discover that it was hollow. Yes, preach. Keep going. There are 2 reasons for this. The first is, of course, money. Hollow bunnies save the manufacturer the cost of solid chocolate. The second reason is safety. There's a danger because a giant solid block of chocolate bunny would be like a brick and you'd be breaking your teeth. Well, nobody cares about your safety back in the 80s. That's why you find a small solid chocolate bunnies everywhere on Easter, but the big ones are either hollow or come with a warning that they are solid. And you better believe that is full of heartbreak. I remember, I'm going to say his last name even, Brandon Bodecker. So jealous of Brandon and Chad. They go over there at Easter. They got these huge, solid chocolate Easter bunnies. And I thought, oh man, that's going to be amazing. And then like next Easter, I would kept my parents with 6 kids, so it's a little bit tougher. I want an Easter bunny. I want a chocolate Easter bunny. And I thought I would get a big solid chocolate Easter bunny, just like Brandon's. And you bite into that ear, and it was hollow. And you should count your blessings. I know, but I was kind of a little rotten kid, and I was spoiled. And I know it's not even about Easter, it's rabbits and chocolate. But that's the way I was, probably still am. And I'm still heartbroken over that hollow Easter bunny. So if you have kids, if you can afford it, give them solid. Don't worry about their teeth, they'll be fine. I love that Kiwanis Easter egg hunt. I remember as that kid, it was a battle, but it was fun. That was a memory. I'm glad we're still doing it all these years later. I just decided I should probably write a book on how to survive with 5 siblings, 4 brothers and 1 sister. And with Easter coming up, especially with Halloween candy, I mean, if you work that hard and if you fill up a whole bag of Halloween candy, you really, really have to be careful with 4 brothers and 1 sister and bringing it, because that candy will be gone. And not only that, they'll eat all the Reese's Pieces too. So those you have to really, really hide. And so I found the perfect hiding spot one Halloween, and it was in the dining room, which we never ate there for some reason. It was always covered in clothes and whatever. But I found a little cabinet, and boom, it was a great hiding spot, and it worked. But then I forgot about it. And then Easter came around the next year, And then Easter, I had another stash of candy. We did, my hollow. Hey, I complained about my hollow chocolate Easter bunny before, but still better than nothing. And I had to hide all my Easter candy, my Cadbury eggs and whatnot. And I thought, oh, where's the hiding spot? And I looked around the hut, and then all of a sudden I found the perfect hiding spot. And it was in the dining room, and it was in the lower cupboard. And I put it below some, I think it was some food storage or something. I don't know. But I put it below it, and all of a sudden, I had the best Easter ever. I found all my Halloween candy that I forgot about. How to survive with 5 brothers and 4 brothers and 1 sister. More Easter advice for you. Lilies are the official flower of Easter. But if you have a cat, that's according to ASPCA, I don't know what that is, but at least it has a source. But if you have a cat, you may want to skip lilies entirely. Lilies are extremely dangerous for a cat. And I'm sorry about all the girls named Lilies out there. Not you guys. This is the plant. The entire lily plant is toxic. The stem, leaves, flowers, pollen, and even the water in the vase. If you have a cat, they're probably just going to knock it to the floor anyway, right? So the Easter looks like it's dangerous for pets. You got lilies for cats. You got chocolate for dogs. Maybe this is a secret ploy for rabbits. Maybe rabbits are trying to get into the Easter scene again. And to continue your education for Easter, the Pennsylvania Dutch introduced the Easter egg and the Easter bunny to America. Originally, they would also bake a big cookie rabbit in the act of laying an egg. But people reacted poorly to that visual, so they stopped. Well, I like that visual. I would love it. It's a good story here. Let's see. Punxsutawney Phil's in this story. What is Punxsutawney Phil doing, stealing Peter Cottontail's news on this day? That I'm not happy about it. I smell shenanigans, but he's still in the news. Okay, Groundhog's Day was a couple months ago, but he's feeling a little diva-ish and wants to get back in the news. Well, now we know what Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog who predicts weather in early spring, will arrive each February 2nd, does on the other days of the year. The Pennsylvania group that handles Phil and his groundhog wife, Phyllis, says the couple have become parents. Oh, congratulations. Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. There's a club. There's a groundhog club out there. I would like to go to one of their Christmas parties. Said in Facebook post Wednesday that Phyllis recently gave birth to 2 healthy babies. It did not specify their sex or give names for either one. A club member discovered There's a groundhog club. A club member discovered the members Saturday when he came to feed their parents fruit and vegetables. I mean, it's like, hey, honey, we got to go to the groundhog club Friday night. I mean, how exciting. Okay, I gotta get through this story. I got hung up on this groundhog club thing. A club member discovered the baby Saturday when he came to feed their parents fruit and vegetables. Phil emerges from his burrow each year the morning of February 2nd. If he sees his shadow, tradition holds, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. This year, he did not see his shadow, heralding an early spring. And I hope his kids are more right than their parents are. So kids usually, I hope they're better than Phil, because Phil's wrong half the time. Well, I'm still hung up on this groundhog club. I can't stop thinking about it. In Pennsylvania, there's a groundhog club, and I just want to go. I want to join. Do you think they have softball games? You know, do they have a softball team and they play the biker club across the town in Pennsylvania, and they get beat 24-0 every year because they're playing the groundhog club? Groundhog. What is the initiation? Okay, tell me the scientific name of a groundhog. It's Marmota monux. No, it's Monada monax. You can't join. And do you think Jerry talks to Linda at the club at the Christmas party? And hey, Linda, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And Linda just giggles and, oh, I just want to be a fly on the wall in this groundhog club. This could go on and on.